guys, how's it going? Also, if you're thinking it, I'll just say it. I may look or sound a little sick today, and it's because I am, but the show must go on. And I don't know about you, but sometimes finding the time to do the things we want to do most seems like the hardest thing to do, as counterintuitive as that is. And we're going to talk about mental blocks around that and how to clear them up. But I also want to encourage you today, from where I'm sitting, 61 episodes into the show, which is wild after 4 years of working on it. The show's about to turn 4 in a few days, and I cannot believe that. And this year is the first time I've committed to producing a full-length show every week and a short video every day, hence even doing it while I'm sick. So if you're starting off like, oh my gosh, my dreams are so overwhelming and where I want to be is so far away, this is the episode for you. And if you're the person who's been working tirelessly toward your dream too, but you're not where you want to be yet, this is also for you. And today we're going to talk how I make time for my dreams amidst a really busy life. Like I still have a full-time job. And for those who are curious, I'll also share how I create so much content, but that can also be applied to doing a ton of work toward whatever your dream is. It doesn't have to be social media, and it's just an aspect of what I do too, but it can be for you. So I'll make the tips practical for anyone in any dream. So today we'll talk, and I've just learned how to add timestamps to videos for your convenience if you want to skip to the content creation part, for example, but we'll talk how to fit working toward your dreams into a busy schedule, then how to overcome the mental blocks that inevitably will come up when you consider pursuing your dreams, then how I create so much content / work toward my dreams often, and finally, how to stay consistent with pursuing your dreams and a different take on consistency that I recently discovered and would love to share with you too. And real quick before we dig in, for my new friends here, hi, I'm Julie Bethany, and I create content to empower you to live your best, most authentic life as the truest you version of who you are. And I give you tools and resources to do that here. And I should say, if we're not official friends yet, I'd love to keep hanging out with you, and we can do that if you subscribe to the show here and or come hang out with me where I'm most active, which is on the gram at Julie Bethany, where I share daily empowerment for you in even more bite-sized bits. Okay, we're going to start with a bonus foundational thought here. And if you've hung out with me for a while, you've probably noticed that I start in an interesting place when it comes to talking about pursuing your dreams. And part one, before we talk about how to fit your dreams into a busy schedule, is quite honestly knowing what your dreams are. It sounds so simple, but I promise you, a lot of people haven't fully baked out what their dreams look like entirely. And if that's you, it's okay. And it's really common. And I'll tell you how to fix that. But this is one of those things that stops us from pursuing our dreams fully and living our lives to the fullest. And if we don't know where we're aiming, how are we even going to plan the execution part of getting there? So before we do anything, let's get super clear on our dreams, aka create a really clear visualization of where you want to be in life. And if you need some support on that, I just released for the first time ever a section of my course on goal setting and achieving your dreams quickly. And the part I released for free is the visualization practice for figuring out what you really want for yourself and in your life. So that's actually in episode 60 if you want to go do that before we proceed or after we proceed. This is a choose your own adventure moment. So once you do know what your dream is and can visualize it clearly, let's talk now about how to fit working toward your dreams into a busy schedule. Now, this is all about priorities in the season of life you're in. We can absolutely juggle things, but the answer to this is going to depend entirely on your unique situation, which is good news because it's fully customizable. You get to determine how you fit working toward your future life into your present life. There's more good news here too, because if you work on something that moves the needle toward your dreams every day for just 20 minutes, am I pointing at the clock? Which we can all find somewhere in our day, that means you've gotten 2.5 hours closer to your dreams by the end of a week. And if you're consistent, that's 10 hours closer to your dreams by the end of the month with just 20 minutes a day. So it's super worth it to find the time. So where can you put that time into your day? And it can move around. Scheduling things on your calendar often makes them happen, but if your schedule differs, pop those 20 minutes anywhere. I also shared more about how to break down those 20 minutes a day and know what to focus on during that time to really make good progress fast in episode 55. So if you're curious about that, that's a great episode to binge next. And it's less than 20 minutes. In fact, it's only like 11. But overall, what you prioritize in your life is what's going to grow the most right now. The grass is greener where you water it, and there's no need to stress about not having enough time during a busy season, because even 20 minutes a day will get you progress toward your dreams and goals. Okay, let's talk now about how to overcome the mental blocks that will inevitably come up when you consider pursuing your dreams. Now, dreams are not reality yet, of course, and that means that sometimes we get a mental block because even if we can fully visualize what the dream's outcome in our life looks like, oftentimes it's more difficult to visualize how to make that dream a reality because it's a dream for a reason. It's not here yet in our present lives, and if we knew how to make it happen, often we already would have. And sometimes we do know all the steps we need to take, and in that case, just apply those to your 20 minutes a day. But if you don't know what to do, I have two pieces of advice. One is to research someone who's either done what you want to do or has done something similar and figure out what steps they took so you can replicate them in a way that works for you much faster than if you had to guess them yourself. We don't have to reinvent the wheel unless you want to. And I will note too, I recommend not hanging out in the research phase for too long in order to prevent you from not ever taking action. So research should generally be pretty short and sweet. Another option is to Nike it and just start doing and trying things. We learn so quickly from taking action and figuring out what works and what doesn't work so that we can iterate and get closer to what we want more quickly. So whatever you do take action. 20 minutes a day, that's all you need. And honorable mention, if your mental block is around fear of judgment from others, I've also got an entire episode about that, unsurprisingly, which is episode 58. But I'll quote myself and this amazing individual who took the time to copy this phrase from that video into the comments section. And thank you so much for doing that. Let them judge us based on their insecurities while we build our lives based on our confidence and our vision. So let them judge because they're actually judging themselves and their own inaction when they see you taking action, and let yourself pursue your dreams. Okay, next, let's chat about how I create so much content / work toward my dreams often. And content creation is a building block for me for the future I want to build for myself around sharing inspirational content with you all. And I truly couldn't do this without you, so thank you. Now, this will apply to anything you're building, but for my content creators or aspiring content creators, I'll use content creation as my example here that you can technically apply to anything you're working toward too. And going back to the idea of how our current priorities affect how much time we can spend pursuing our dreams at the moment, right now I'm in a stage of life where I can and have decided to pour a lot into working toward my dreams. And one recommendation I have that I do consistently is to plan my content out in advance and then record it in batches. So I have a full spreadsheet of what I'm posting every day, including the topics and what type of media I'm posting, for a few weeks in advance. And this enables me to plan and then film my content in batches, which is typically 3 long-form videos and 18 short-form videos at a time on like a Saturday for a few hours, like I'm doing today. And that means I've already written out everything I want to include beforehand. I then spend my free time before work, every lunch break at work, and every evening pretty much, and weekends, devoting time to editing and publishing that content. But I also listen to my body and rest when I need it. I spend time with friends as often as I can and rest when I'm sick. And I take time to read and be out in nature because I love doing that too. And it's healthy to be well-rounded, even if you're passionate, okay? And if you're not a content creator per se, this can still apply to you. You can also plan out the work you need to do on your dream in advance, set aside uninterrupted blocks of time to work on it, and put in that 20 minutes a day. You don't have to go as hard as I do, but I promise that after a while, it becomes a system you can follow over and over and over once you figure out what works for you. For example, I have this extensive checklist actually in my head for what I need to do every time I post a new episode of the show like this. And after a while, it just becomes routine and gets easier every week because I've done it enough now, and it does get faster, and you can multitask eventually on some things. And your production speed will be quicker and what you create will be better over time, at least hopefully you think so. And your dreams and goals will get closer and closer. And it does take time, but don't let that deter you because so do the best things in life, right? And all you really need is consistency for that. So let's talk how to stay consistent with pursuing your dreams. And I saw this awesome picture that Gary Vee posted the other day about consistency, and he pointed out that it's not necessarily pouring the same amount into your work every day, but it is about showing up every day, giving as much as you can in that day, essentially. Overall, I create so much content and really work toward my dreams so much because I've made it a priority in my life right now, and my circumstances allow for that. And I've been consistent by way of showing up every day or as often as I can. And really, that's all you need to make progress, even if it's that 20 minutes a day. You're showing up for yourself now and for your future self when you're showing up to pursue your dreams. And I've had seasons where I've worked less on my dreams because while that was still important, I had to prioritize other things in other seasons. So decide what works for you right now in terms of how much time you can allot to working toward your dreams. Keep showing up for yourself, and you can always pivot or switch it up as needed. You get to set the rules, and I hope that's comforting. And I truly believe you will figure it out. I always have, even when I started at zero knowledge, like I did with creating the very thing you're watching today. That I hope you've really enjoyed. Okay, that's all for today. And if you like this episode, will you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up? Share it with a friend, rate it, or subscribe because I would love to keep hanging out with you here or on Instagram at Julie Bethany. And hey, if you're feeling stuck right now and want someone, aka me, to guide you through the exact simple steps of getting unstuck and getting moving on your goal right now to feel happier, I have a free mini course you can watch now and full-length one if you really love it. You can find that at juliebethany.com/courses or in the show notes here. And I'll share links to the episodes we talked about here too after Kippen makes her episodely appearance. I hope you go today and start to live the life of your dreams as the best, most authentic, truest to you version of yourself you can be. Because when you do that, you show others it's possible for them too. Can't wait to see you next time. Hello. Can you say hi? Oh, she just sniffed. Hi, baby. She's really not as into this as she used to be. Actually, I don't know if she ever was, but all right. Hope you enjoy the show. I'll see you next time.